profanity, racial or sexist comments, or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from Newman Gymnasium. Also, possession or consumption of alcoholic beverages is prohibited. Artificial noise makers, including megaphones, cowbells, thundersticks, air horns, sirens, and more, are not allowed inside Newman Gymnasium. Husson University would like to thank our sponsors, Adidas, Buffalo Wild Wings, Aaron Sign, Casella, Central Maine Movie and Storage Company, Chick-fil-A, Creative Print Services, Cross Insurance, Sear Bus Line, Domino's, County Orthopedics, Dice Arts, First National Bank, Greenway Equipment Sales, Hammond Lumber Company, Harvest Moon Deli, Hero Sports Grill and Entertainment Center, Holiday Inn, Pepsi, Portland Glass, Ron Swimming, Saukville Bay Orthopedic and Sports Physical Therapy, School Street Picture Framing Inc., Barney Buick, TNC Mazda, and White Sporting Goods. And fans, if the Eagles get 10 free throws tonight, fans will win a free 5-pound chicken nugget from Chick-fil-A. Redeemable in your app by noon tomorrow.
Welcome everybody to this North Atlantic Conference matchup. Today is National Women's and Girls in Sports Day, and what better way to celebrate that than to watch the Thomas Terriers versus the Husson University Eagles of women's basketball. I'm Xander Cook, joined alongside Sam Miller. We're going to send this over to our sideline reporter, Max Sturm.
Well, guys, to say that Husson has had Thomas's number in the all-time matchup would be an understatement. The Eagles are 84-8 all-time against Thomas College since 1977, and their last matchup came earlier on in December, where the Eagles got a 79-66 win over the Terriers. More recently for Husson, the Eagles won versus Umpy 71-61 and are looking to make it a playoff push down the stretch. Guys, back to you.
Some key player for Thomas College. Sam, Sky Caballo, talk a little bit about her.
Yeah, I mean, Sky Caballo has been absolutely dominant for the Terriers this year. The senior captain for this team, 11 points per game. She's leading Thomas in scoring and also leading Thomas in rebounding as well. She is a paint enforcer, to say the least. And of course, she was also named to the North Atlantic Conference's finest in women's basketball in 2024, the 2024-25 season. She's going to be a huge piece if the Terriers want to come away with a win today.
And on the Husson side of things, it is their center, Jordan Langle. Langle just so dominant in the paint, leads the team in rebounds and blocks and turnovers. She is the do-it-all in the paint. She was recently named two-time Defensive Player of the Week. She was also named a Maine State Player of the Week. So that matchup with Caballo in the paint is going to be so much fun to watch.
And just like Caballo, she was also named to the next finest in women's basketball. And I had a chance to talk to Langle during our pregame, and she said that dominating the paint is going to be the biggest thing they're going to be trying to do today. Of course, they know the threat that Caballo is, so they can just focus on the paint, focus on her and her talents and slowing her down. They're going to come away with a win here.
Some keys to the game for Husson. We're going to try to push the pace off of turnovers. We've seen them do that all season. Grab those steals, force it down to the paint, and get those quick, easy buckets. We're going to see them crash the boards for those rebounds. That's what they use Jordan Langle in the paint for, and then cash out from the three-point line. Just last game, Lauren Cook, 6 of 9 from downtown. Incredible numbers.
Yeah, and especially going back to the defense. I mean, we talked about it so many times during these broadcasts, and how Coach Kissy Walker has implemented that full court press trap and how it's completely changed their season around. It seems like as soon as they implemented the trap, their defense has just completely gone through the roof, and it's really helped in this win streak. So if they implement that as soon as possible, it's going to be A-OK for the Eagles.
Don't go away, folks. We'll be right back on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. North Atlantic Conference matchup. We are just moments away from getting this one underway between the Thomas College Terriers and the Husson University Eagles. We mentioned some players before game. Jordan Langle on Husson, currently the 5th leading scorer for Husson, leads the team in rebounds, turnovers, steals, blocks. Insane in the paint when you watch her tape. Another one is Lauren Cook, the senior, averaging 8 points per game. Started 21 of 22 games this season. Currently leads the team in scoring, and when she's on fire from deep, there's literally no stopping her, Sam.
Yeah, no, there's a reason why her last name is Cook. It's not just her last name. It is an synonym for so much more. When she can pull the trigger from downtown and just lights you up from three, the Eagles are so hard to stop. But going back to Lengel, we did some crunching numbers, and over the last 5 games, Lengel has accumulated 51 rebounds, both offensively, defensively. Getting her involved is going to be huge for the Eagles to get a win today.
Husson wins the tip-off. Here's Lauren Cook. Spaces it out. Three-pointer for Husson. Immediately cashing in. Hannah Richards.
And that's just what you want for the Eagles. You saw Cook cut right to the paint. The defense collapsed, and Richards was left all alone for 3.
In their last matchup against Thomas College, Richards went off for 30 points. We could see something similar like that in this matchup. Thomas 3 in and out. They grab the offensive board. Here's Yarbel Pena. Gives it up to Holly Loring. Cook on Roberts. Roberts to Loring. Turns it over. Here comes Richards. Richards to Cook. Miscommunication. That'll go out of bounds. It is Thomas ball.
Just as we discussed during pregame, the Eagles are going to want to push it. They're going to push the pace so many times off those turnovers. They're so good at doing just that. Just a bit too fast right there for the Eagles, and the Terriers will get the ball back.
The starters for the Terriers, it's Mariah Roberts, Annabelle Morris, Yarbel Pena, Sky Kubwalo, and Holly Loring. Another miscommunication. Here's Richards yet again. Three-pointer, Roy, no good, off the rim. Husson grabs the offensive board, and it's Sage Evans. Quick 5 points for these Eagles.
Evans is great positioning right there to sky over the defender and put the ball back up and in.
And there's Roberts, her layup is good. Richards controls the ball now. Guarded by Pena. Richards fakes it, off to Cook for 3, no good. And that is rebounded by Thomas. Kubwalo over to Pena, over to Morris. Her shot in and out, rebounded by Sage Evans, and that'll be a foul on Thomas.
Yeah, it looks like when Evans and Roberts just got a little bit mixed up going for that loose ball, and Roberts didn't like the call, but she did wrap up a little bit too much there, and as a result, it goes back to the Eagles.
Roberts is the freshman out of Orrington, averaging almost 4 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists this season for the Terriers. Here's Evans to Lengel. Lengel gives it up. Shot no good from Evans. Roy will get fouled, and she'll go to the line for 2.
Again, Lily Roy just showcasing why the Eagles are so dangerous on the offensive side of the ball. It just seems like whenever Thomas puts up a shot, the Eagles are just collapsing to the paint and taking advantage of those missed opportunities, and as a result, she'll get some freebies here.
That's one thing these Eagles like to do. As soon as they get the ball offensively, they're crashing the board. They got the length, they've got the size. Kissy Walker knows what she's doing.
Yeah, the Eagles this year averaging around 41 rebounds per game. A lot of that, as we talked about, has to do with Lengel, her ability to just crash the glass. She's averaging 7.2 rebounds per game. But the Eagles as a whole have really just emphasized crashing the offensive glass, and so far it's paid dividends.
Roy cashes in from the line. She goes 2 for 2. Benecki gives it off. Here's Pena. Pena to Kubwalo. Almost loses it there. Thomas regains control. Shot, and there's a foul by the Eagles, and that'll send Holly Loring to the line.
Loring that made the right move there. Noticed that Richards was giving a bit too much contact when she was driving to the basket. Just decided to throw it up there, and the officials made the call.
First shot from Loring is good. Loring, the 5'10 sophomore out of Enfield. 4 points, 5 rebounds, and assists this season. Goes 2 for 2 at the line. Here comes Richards, guarded by Pena. Richards behind the back. Goes to her right. Ankle breaker, Richards wide open. Can't get it to fall. Oh, that would have been a sweet highlight play from Richards right there.
She had Pena flat on her back with that play, but just could not convert, which would have been a ESPN top 10, definitely.
And there's a foul on the Eagles there. What a move from Richards. Just unfortunate, couldn't get that open shot to fall.
And we talked about it during the game. Richards dropped her career-high 30 points against Thomas. So she knows this team very well. She was 7 for 10 from the field, 3 for 5 from 3. A career high with extra efficiency.
Foul on Thomas there. Let's see what Richards can do here. Speed off the bat. And we're going to get a whistle here.
So there's an issue with the shot clock. Referee called personal timeout.
Here's Cook with the inbounds pass, gives it to Richards. Richards to Evans. Evans moving to her right. Now at the corner, pushing to the basket, gives it off to Langle, using her muscle. Can't get it to drop. And Evans able to save it. Here's Roy. That's good. Her three. And immediately Cook getting in there, trying to force a steal. That's what these Eagles like to do best, that full court defense.
Yeah, well, going back to that last basket by Roy, second chance opportunities just paying off for the Eagles. Evans with the amazing hustle play, and Roy just too easy when it comes to that shot.
Kubwalo's shot goes in and out, rebounded by Langle. And then here's Richards. Richards off to a wide open Cook in the corner, downtown, no good. And that'll be an over the back call on Evans.
Yeah, Evans as tenacious as they come when it comes to crashing the glass. We've already seen her take use so many plays where she's just impactful and trying to get those boards. That time just a bit too scrappy right there.
Got a substitution. It's Deja Hamilton in for Pena. And here comes Hamilton. Here's Annabelle Morris. Off to Kubwalo. Gives it off in the paint. Layup and one. Holly Loring.
Loring twice already going right at Richards, and she's got fouled both times. It looked like Richards was playing good defense, but whacked Loring as soon as the shot went up. And now Loring with a chance for a three-point play.
Holly just out-muscling her opponents in the paint. That's twice we've seen it already. Here's Loring. Free throw no good. Rebounded by Montigny. Here come the Eagles. Sophia McVicker, guarded by Morris. Gives it to Montigny, off to Cook. Langle, double teamed in the paint. Here comes McVicker. Trying to get a shot off, won't do it. Langle guarded by Kubwalo. McVicker, her pass is tipped, and that is a turnover. And here comes the Terriers. Beautiful pass from Loring. And her open shot off the front of the rim. The Terriers control possession still. Kubwalo, her shot no good. Rebounded by Langle. Got to have those second chance points if you're the Terriers up against these Eagles. Here's Montigny muscling her way in the paint. Loses control. And the Terriers will settle it down here. Hamilton's pass to Kubwalo off the mark. And that leads to another turnover. Here's Roy in the corner, unlights it from three, no good. Offensive rebound by the Eagles. That's Montigny. Langle. And there's a travel call. We'll be right back. We'll take a media timeout here. It's 10-6 Eagles.
Fit. We pride ourselves on making an American product for our heroes that are out there putting their lives on the line every day. When we first bought the company, we went right into COVID and our sales dropped by 50%. I was like, wow, what did I do? First National Bank called me instantly and said, hey, let's restructure. We're going to go to interest only. Let's just get through this little phase to make sure that you're comfortable, everything's okay. They came to me. I didn't even have to go to them, and they made it really easy. We only did that for probably 6 months. Then our business started really picking up. We found we were really the largest American manufacturer that could do everything that we do start to finish. They are great people. They make you feel at home. We've really grown our business, and we've had their support. So to me, community first means that I matter and I'm not just a number to them.
Wanted to take a second and say thank you to one of our valued partners, Dysarts. Husson students, if you are ever looking to get off campus and enjoy some wonderful food options, then you're in luck, because your Husson dining dollars are accepted at the local Dysarts right down the road on Broadway.
Us here in the local Bangor community and here at Husson would give Dysarts, I would say, an appropriate 5 big booms, because their food is absolutely incredible. And speaking of incredible, notice how the Terriers' defense has been, the intensity of the defense has been exceptional to start out this game. Of course, the Eagles still have the lead, but look at the all-ball pressure. They've just been relentless so far to start out this game.
Yeah, it's a little bit of back and forth on defense. We're seeing a little bit of full court press from both sides, something we didn't expect in this matchup, and that's the reason why it's so low scoring.
Both teams now 4 turnovers apiece on the game. It just goes to show that how much really this lean, how much these teams both really lean on their defense throughout the season.
Porter called for yet another kickball violation. That's now back-to-back. Tries to do it again. And here comes Hamilton. Her pass. Off in the corner is Morris, and yet another whistle. It is another traveling violation on the Terriers.
This is that kind of game so far. Both these teams we've talked about during the pregame, how they love to play so fast and kick the velocity up to a new gear. It just seems like they're playing a bit too fast right now, and as a result, it's causing some turnovers.
Here's McVicker off to Beals, and there's another whistle on the refs. It is a foul on Hamilton.
Terriers foul on number 2, Hamilton. Her first, team's third. That brings her Thomas.
It's already the 3rd team foul on Thomas. Here's Porter with the inbounds pass. Hannah Isaac now in for the Terriers. McVicker, top of the key, guarded by Pena. Pena trying to poke the ball free. McVicker able to control it. Off to Lengel. Back to McVicker. Beautiful defense by Pena, able to poke that out of bounds.
Yerbo Pena was one of those players that we touched upon during pregame, and how she can be the difference maker for this Terriers team, excuse me. But she's really just, like we talked about, her pesky defense has made a lot of problems for the guards of the Eagles.
Montigny's shot no good. And here's Hamilton, guarded by Beals. Gubualo, top of the key. Hamilton back off to Gubualo. Reed Benecki gives it off. Shot from the Terriers, bounces in. Hannah Isaac immediately coming in and providing some points for the Terriers.
It's a great read from Isaac. Just notice the mismatch she had on her defender and just floated the ball up and in for an easy 2 points.
Michaelin Porter gives it to Montigny. McVicker controls possession, guarded by Hamilton. Backdoor pass out of bounds. Miscommunication there between McVicker and Beals. That leads to another turnover on the Eagles.
Look at the Eagles now. They get checked in. Layla Martinez now checking into the game. Looks like Coach Walker's going to find a player who can just give her team a little bit of a spark right now, because the last few possessions they've been a little bit stagnant on offense.
Here's Yarbel Pena, guarded by Beals. Beals, one of the more underappreciated defenders on this Eagles roster. Provides that spark that the team usually needs, and that is Hannah Isaac in the paint for 2. Mismatch there, guarded by Beals, and that leads to a tie game. And Beals going down to the paint, trying to look for a call, doesn't get it. And that'll go out of bounds, Terriers ball.
This is definitely not the same Terriers team we saw in the last game against the Eagles. Their intensity of both sides of the floor has just kicked into a new gear. Just since we got back from that timeout, the intensity and the magnitude they've been playing as Lengo gets the steal, they've just been playing so much more aggressive.
Porter gets the layup. Shifty move from Porter. And Husson regains the lead, and that is another turnover on the Terriers. Back-to-back possessions. It is Eagles ball once again.
And right on cue, that's not what you want to do for the Terriers. Those easy fast break points is the Eagles' bread and butter. Giving them a chance to run into the open floor and get some easy baskets, we'll come back and shoot you in the Achilles there.
Here's Lengel. Gives it off to Beals. Beals double team. Porter now driving to the paint. To her left. Doesn't get it, but she will go to the line.
Yeah, Porter just made a really good read on the play. Just noticed that the entire left side of the paint was wide open. She put her head down, got right to the basket, and has a chance for a pair.
Entering for the Terriers, number 11, Emily Hagerty.
Porter doesn't get the first one to fall. One matchup on the court that we're going to love watching right now is Lengel and Quesabeta, both 6'1" monster defenders, monster on the board when it comes to grabbing rebounds. That is going to be an intense matchup. Here's Pena. Quesabeta, her layup is good.
Quesabeta just made a great read to the basket. Just noticed there was nobody in the paint. Got right there, and a great assist on the play from a teammate.
Montigny off to Martinez. Unloads it from three. Nothing but net.
And that's just what the doctor ordered for the Eagles. That's what Martinez does. She comes off the bench, and she provides a spark, and she did so right there.
Under a minute to play in this first quarter. It is a 4-point ball game. Beals guarding Pena. Pena stops. And that is another traveling violation on the Terriers, this time on Hannah Isaac. That stops the clock with 51 seconds.
Real quick, we're going to take it back into our way back machine now, as coming into this game, the Eagles have won 36 straight games against Thomas, dating all the way back to 2007. Keep in mind, the last time they beat the Eagles was when Temperature by Sean Paul and Unwritten by Natasha Bedingfield were on the Billboard Top 100. So, as Max stated during pregame, the historical rivalry has been very one-sided, but the way the Terriers are playing, it could go either way.
Man, Unwritten. Oh, love that song. Beals, jumper off the rim, no good. And smart play on the Terriers there. That was Benecki able to throw it off of Porter's legs, and it maintains Terriers' possession. Here comes Pena. Guarded by Porter. Isaac to her left. Pena traveling to her right. Quesabeta in the paint. Guarded by Lengel. Quesabeta, jumper. That's good.
That was
Using her
sweet.
left.
That was a sweet Kareem Abdul-Jabbar-esque sky hook from Quesabeta.
Porter's shot is no good, but she is fouled on that, and she'll go to the line for two more. What a shot from Quesabeta.
Yeah, that was a sweet move. Just right off the pivot foot, used the left hand, soft touch around the basket. And this game is really just so intense between these two teams as Porter hits the first one. We talked about how both teams take a lot of pride in their defense, and they're pretty much even in steals right now. Eagles with 4, Terriers with 3. So we're going to see a lot of defensive prowess as this game progresses.
Porter cashes in from the line, goes 2 for 2. Here comes the Terriers. Benecki drops Montigny. Three-pointer, no good. And that's the sound of the buzzer there. It is 18-14 Eagles. We're going to send it to a replay here.
This job isn't for everyone. But what others call dirty, we call power. The power to earn a living doing work that matters and keeps society moving. With a company that cares for its people. The power to be seen, heard, and valued as a team member and part of something important. The power to build friendships and connect with neighbors, forming bonds that strengthen our communities. The power to train, develop, and grow careers we're proud of. Because at Casella, we're here for more than a paycheck. We're here to make a difference. That's the power of hard work. If you're ready to roll up your sleeves and make an impact, apply now at powerofhardwork.com. Good pay, good people, good life. Casella.
Lynn Koyogan, thank you for joining us.
Oh, my pleasure.
So you are the first female president at Husson University, and today we get to celebrate National Women's in Sports Day. What kind of impact do you believe this has on empowering young women in athletics and beyond?
I think it's all about being a role model, and certainly been my privilege to serve as the first female president in 126 years. But even tonight, as we honored Kissy Walker for her 600th win as a basketball coach for several generations now at Husson, it's about women stepping forward, leading and inspiring future generations of girls and women to do the same in the future.
And we know that Husson's extremely proud to celebrate this day. But what steps can other institutions take to continue supporting female athletes?
I think it's all about creating opportunities, bringing role models to campus, hosting events like we did this evening, where we invited high school teams and young girls from the community to come in and meet our own players, because they are role models, whether they're playing on the soccer team or they're playing on the basketball team or even the dance team. So the students from the community and neighboring school systems can meet those aspiring athletes, and they really set the bar for what these young girls hope to become.
President Koyogan, thank you very much. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Max. And thank you to the president. Beautiful interview, as always, Mr. Max.
Yeah, just real quick, I want to take a little bit of time just to once again just say a huge congratulations and show our respect to all of our women's athletics programs here. You guys have been so much fun to watch over our courses here as broadcasters. You guys are making such great strides both on and off the court for women, not only here in Bangor, but all around the world. So thank you so much once again. Whether you're an athlete, a photographer, a trainer, or a coach, your steps have not gone unnoticed. Thank you so much for your hard work and dedication.
Truly, thank you, thank you. Here's the Eagles. It is a 4-point game, 20-16. Martinez looking to spice up a play. Wide open is Montigny. Can't get her layup to drop. It is rebounded by Pena, and she'll get fouled there by Montigny.
It was a good heads-up play by Reba Necki. She swatted away Montigny's shot when she was going up with the basket. And notice once again how the Eagles, we talk about it all the time, but that full court press trap, they're going to try to implement it. But so far, he's got a kick ball. So far, Thomas has done a really good job of just breaking it open and getting the ball down the court.
Here's Pena, and we are immediately seeing the full court press by the Eagles. And there is a foul called on Husson.
Eagles foul, number 23, AC Eagles. First, team 7.
And Alyssa Harris will come into the game for these Eagles. That sends Macy Beals to the bench.
It's nice to see Harris back onto the floor. She's missed a little bit of time due to an injury, but she's definitely a key piece off the bench for the Eagles. And now with her back, she can really contribute a lot with her skill set.
Pena guarded by Martinez. Gives it to Morris. Here's Loring. Loring, layup. That bounces around the rim a few times. Doesn't go in. Rebounded by Husson. Martinez gives it to Porter. Porter sizing up her defender. Off to Lengel. Lengel back to Porter. Behind the back layup is good. That's twice now we've seen that from Porter in this matchup. And it is a 6-point lead for these Eagles.
That was a beautiful dish from Lengel. That's one aspect of her game that's gotten so much better this year. Her passing and her assist numbers have gone through the roof as Harris gets the steal.
Here's Martinez to Porter, layup, good. It's that transition offense for these Eagles coming to life in the first half.
That's now 8 points off turnovers for the Eagles in this game. The more of that, the merrier, and the more they can break this lead open.
Benecki off to Loring, back to Benecki. Here's Kubwala. Kubwalo is fouled by Lengel in the paint, and Kubwalo will go to line 4-2.
Yeah, Lengel couldn't believe the call at first. It seemed like from over here it might have been clean. Nonetheless, the stripes said otherwise. But so far, Kubwalo, who we talked about as kind of the main point of emphasis for this Terriers team, 0 for 3 to start out in this game. Gets her first bucket from the stripe. The Eagles defense doing a really good job of keeping her out of any sort of rhythm, but the Terriers are still hanging around.
Coach Walker wants Lengel on Kubwalo at all times, anytime Kubwalo is in the game. Kubwalo averaging 11 points and 6 rebounds. Great numbers from her this season. Martinez to Porter. Fakes out a defender. Porter, wide open jumper off the front of the rim. Bounces around a couple times and gets in.
That's 3 straight possessions now where Michaela Porter has scored a basket. She has just been so crucial in the Eagles, just starting to build a slow and steady lead here in the second quarter.
A graduate student out of Smyrna Mills, Maine, averaging 6 points and 2 rebounds this season. And in this matchup, she is looking like the vet she is. The graduate student has been here for years under Kissy Walker.
Yeah, she's got 11 points and 4. She's perfect, 4 for 4 from the field. She's really stepping up for this Eagles team.
Defensive breakdown on the Eagles leads to a Pena bucket. Had Pena double teamed and she was able to escape it, which leads to an open layup. Six-point ball game, under 7 minutes left in this first half matchup. We're gonna be right back. Don't go anywhere, folks.
And Greenway Equipment Sales makes it easy to keep your John Deere running smoothly year-round. Our mobile maintenance truck will come to you and service most walk-behind and riding lawn equipment right in your yard. Just call or schedule online. Whatever the season, we'll have you tuned up, sharpened up, and geared up to mow or blow whatever Mother Nature dishes up. Contact the Smith Brothers today for service delivered.
Nothing runs like a Deere. From Greenway Equipment Sales, family owned and operated since 1994.
Fires, floods, burst pipes. Disasters happen, but the mess they leave behind doesn't have to last. For 40 years, Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration has been there to help Mainers get back to the closest to normal as they can. When your property is at its worst, Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration is at their best, and they have been for 4 decades. Put your trust in the Bouchard team. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration. You keep the memories, we'll handle the rest.
Yeah, it was a great play right there for the Terriers. It's a nice heads-up reaction, and as a result, it'll be the Eagles' side out. It's a great defensive stance for the Terriers. Really just stepping up on that play. The Eagles have been rolling on offense, and that's just what the doctor ordered for the Terriers to get a little bit of momentum on their side. And once again, just a great defensive stance for the Terriers. Just good transition defense on the play by Annabelle Moore, just trying to slow down Porter and forcing the shot to be a bit more off balance. And as a result, it'll be Roberts to the line shooting 2. It is the bit too antsy on that play right there. I mean, Porter looked like a beautiful move, but just dragged her pivot foot a bit too much going up for that shot. The Stripes will call that every single time. It's a great rebound for Roy, just good positioning on the play. Alyssa Harris coming off the bench and producing so well for the Eagles. Wallow. Ikubuala with a big, strong move on the play, trying to get to the paint, get to her spots. It's been a very quiet one. We said 0 for 3, but she is perfect from the stripe, so maybe this will be the opportunity to get her involved and just get some freebies here. She calmly sinks bucket number 1. Right from the line is Caballo.
Having some technical difficulties on the sideline. Here's Harris from the line. No good. Comes the Terriers. Full court trap from Husson. And it is working to perfection deep in this first half. It is an 8-point game, 31-23 Eagles. Wallow unloads it from beyond the arc. No good. Rebounded by Harris. 2-on-2 situation. Harris to her right. No good. Rebounded by the Terriers. That's Caballo. Triple teamed. Able to find an open Morris.
That's a great job from the Terriers, just pressing the ball at every single side of the floor and making things not easy for the Eagles.
Dow able to tip that pass out of bounds. Good defense from Danielle Dow there. Mariah Roberts off to Benecki. Benecki going to her left. Hands it to Sarah Davis. Morris feeds it inside, but there's a whistle before the play, and it is on Thomas.
Yeah, it's Caballo getting a bit too aggressive, trying to slow down the Eagles. And we talked about it during pregame, Xander, how important it is for the Eagles to run out in transition and get some fast break points. And their aggressiveness and doing just that has opened them up to an 8-point lead.
We've seen them be more and more aggressive over these last 5 minutes of the first half, and it's certainly paying off. Here's Cook going to inside, rebounded by Harris, able to get the second chance points. Alyssa Harris.
Yeah, in one of her first games back, 7 points off the bench and delivering big time for the Eagles as you get another turnover right there.
Harris immediately providing the spark that the Eagles desperately need in this first half. A little bit close. Now they're starting to run away with it. 10-point lead for the Eagles. Harris gives it to Roy. Roy beyond the arc. Driving to the paint, off to Cook from 3. No good. And we get another whistle. And will be Thomas ball.
I think they got Lily Roy on the foul there. It looks like going over the back.
Morris guarded by Martinez. Davis sets the screen. Morris going to her left. And there's another whistle. And it'll be on Husson. It'll be Lily Roy with the foul there. And Morris will go to the line for 2.
Morris, the freshman from Skowhegan, just a very big part of this Terriers team. She's going to be she's one of those building blocks of the foundation that will be the Terriers going forward. So far this year, around 3 points, 2 rebounds, and assists per game. Very solid numbers for someone who's going to be a very important piece going forward for Thomas.
Morris goes 1 for 2 at the line, and Harris driving to the paint, and she is called for the offensive foul.
Mariah Roberts really just stepped up. She read that play like a book, just stepped right outside of the restricted area, put her body on the line, and a big play right there for the Terriers.
Terriers looking to gain a little bit of momentum to end the first half. Here comes Morris. Gives it off to Benecki, wide open in the paint, can't get the layup to fall, rebounded by Harris. Harris, deep pass to Roy. Roy going to her right, and that is a kickball violation on Roberts.
And the last play from Benecki, she, like you said, Xander, wide open, had a whole lane, but just a bit too strong. I don't think she was expecting to be that wide open. Nonetheless, Eagles have the ball now and a chance to extend this lead.
Quick shortcut pass to Cook, doesn't get it. Second chance, doesn't get it. And this time it is controlled by the Terriers. Mariah Roberts to Morris. Morris stops, goes beyond the arc, looking to set up a play here. Guarded by Martinez. Morris going to her left. Gives it to Benecki. Benecki off to Davis. Wide open jumper off the rim. Rebounded by Harris. And there's a foul on Sarah Davis.
Yeah, a bit too much contact there from Davis, trying to slow down the Eagles ball handler.
Harris will go to the bench. Some hard-earned minutes from Alyssa Harris. Cook to Roy, layup, no good. Rebounded by Roberts. Here's Benecki, and she is called for the travel violation.
They just dragged that back foot just a little bit too much when she was going up for that last play.
McVicker off to Cook. Cook guarded by Benecki. Cook setting the screen. Here's Dow from beyond the arc, gives it up. And there's another whistle. Foul on Thomas.
I think they got Hannah Isaac with a kick ball because Cook was trying to find Dow on the block. Nonetheless, a very smart play.
McVicker around the back. Cutting Dow. Doesn't give it off to her. Cook from deep. Nothing but net.
That's what Lauren Cook does. She's a spot-up shooter. We talked about it during pregame. It only takes one for someone like her to get absolutely cooking for the rest of the game.
Cook was 0 for 6 before that three-pointer. Her first points of the game. With just under a minute left in the first half, Morris guarded by Cook. Cook immediately trying to get in there, and she is all smiles.
One of the many reasons why she is such a valued member of this Eagles team, the senior from Charlotte, Maine. Not just great on offense, more than capable of getting scrappy, defensive, and putting her body on the line to help her team win.
She is tenacious on defense, able to draw the offensive foul on Morris. Here's Cook. Going between the legs, off to McVicker. McVicker going to her left, layup, too strong, rebounded by the Terriers. And that is going to be another turnover, and we got Hannah Isaac running into the cameraman. Luckily, he is okay. Took a hard fall there. I'd like to see the replay of that.
He did not let go of the camera either.
He did not.
He understands the price of those Nestcom cameras. He knows that if he drops them, he'd be paying a fortune. So good on our camera crew over there.
Here's Martinez. Under 5 seconds left in the first half. Buckets, Lily Roy. And that is how we end the first half. We'll go to break with a replay. Husson up 14.
Take 4, 3, take 3.
We've got a great show, everyone. Thanks for coming.
I need shots, guys.
Scene 4, take 4.
Hi, my name is Pete Erskine.
And I'm Kim Erskine, and we're co-owners of Mexicali Blues here in Newcastle, Maine.
I actually started up in 1988 with an old college friend. I've always enjoyed traveling. We had an idea to go to Mexico and Guatemala and buy some goods and bring them back and sling them in downtown Portland. It sounded like a good idea, but I started small, and we worked hard and opened a second shop, and that's when we started branching out. Well, the pandemic was horrible. The uncertainty was so great that we didn't know what was going to happen. We closed 5 stores for 10 weeks.
But I think all along the way, too, there was communication with the First. The First cared about their customers and how they were going to persevere through it.
Through perseverance and cooperation and teamwork and hard work, came through okay. Well, community first means exactly that you are invested in the community, that you participate in the community, and that you support things that help grow the community.
It is National Women in Sports Day. A few of our sports journalism students had the chance to speak with Coach Kissy Walker and senior Lauren Cook from the Husson women's basketball team about the importance of women in sports and how they can inspire the next generation of female athletes. The New England School of Communications offers a very unique opportunity for students to participate in live broadcasting as well, from visuals behind the camera to the final polished show you see on screen. Our team is working around the clock to make it happen. A few students involved in today's broadcast have gone behind the scenes to give you a look at what goes on into our productions. Husson University is celebrating National Girls and Women in Sports Day by providing an opportunity for young fans to meet Husson's female athletes and watch the women's basketball team face Thomas College.
Growing up, there weren't a lot of opportunities for women in sports. So I think this is a great chance for us to, have those role models for the younger kids to look at and watch play and be able to, say, hey, I'd love to do that and be able to play whatever sport it is.
For players like senior Lauren Cook, the event carries a deeper meaning as her college career comes to a close, and she inspires the next generation of female athletes.
I played since I was 4, and I can't even believe it's all coming to an end. I've had so many little girls come up to me and say how much they want to play like me and want to shoot threes like I do, and that means everything. That's the reason why we play the sport that we do. It's such a great feeling.
The national holiday highlights the growing momentum for women's sports, encouraging more girls to dream big and build a future on the court or field.
It just makes it a great atmosphere, and you kind of, if you have a recruit see that, or you see the young girls that are growing up, it's like, why wouldn't you want to do that, to get out there and play in front of people and be cheered on.
After the game, fans will have a chance to connect with the team during a post-game meet and greet. The event begins at 4:30 p.m. in Husson's Sports Hall of Fame room in Newman Gymnasium, where the game with Thomas College starts at 5:30. Earlier this season, the Eagles defeated Thomas 79-66, with Hannah Richards leading the way, scoring 30 points. This time, the stakes are just as high, with a packed crowd expected to fill the Newman Gymnasium. From NESCOM Connection, I'm Xander Cook.
The most rewarding part of a live production is when you are finished and hopefully everything has gone smoothly and you're able to kind of be proud of the production you've put on for the viewers.
NESCOM Productions is putting on a broadcast of basketball doubleheader, and we are featuring the Husson women's basketball team and the Husson men's basketball team against Thomas College.
We're the very visual part of the broadcast, so we make it look pretty.
There are a lot of moving parts that go into making a production like this. Everyone has to be on the same page.
The biggest thing is trying to get everybody together and communicating in a way to where everybody understands what their role is. Every event's going to be different, but the roles are still the roles. Everything still happens the same way. It comes with a lot of preparation, and a lot of times it's brainstorming what can we do when we get there, and then when you actually get to the event and that prep work you've done, you're actually able to put it into use in a certain situation.
So our broadcast back in December, I think, went personally really well for the most part. There's some issues here and there, but every broadcast comes up with its bumps and everything that you have to deal with.
Our last basketball broadcast was our first major broadcast as a team for our studio class, and I think it went really well. We did a lot of things right, that being our first game. So now I'm taking a step forward. Now that we've done a basketball game before, this is just going to elevate us to the next level, and this show's just going to get better and better.
I am looking forward to this broadcast and seeing it go smoothly, and hopefully it does.
That was a great play by Ross.
I chose to go to Husson because of the extended reality program. They have tech here available that I've never seen anywhere else.
As an OT, you're able to branch off into whatever career choice you want because there are so many options.
This is a place where you will be accepted. It really is that home away from home feeling.
Husson is how.
A lifetime of firsts led us here. First baby, first game, first global pandemic. But where others see setbacks, First National Bank sees steps forward. We see hard work, resilience, persistence, a dreamer, a doer, a difference maker. Some banks invest in plans. We invest in people. Community First by First National Bank. Dig in together. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Nothing runs like a deer.
And nobody knows better than our loyal customers.
Since 1994, our family has proudly sold and serviced John Deere products. Our customers know that quality and reliability set John Deere apart.
And right now at Greenway, take advantage of this offer.
Get 0% APR fixed rate financing for 60 months on a John Deere compact utility tractor with a 6-year powertrain warranty.
For more offers, go to greenwayequipment.com.
See the Smith brothers today at Greenway Equipment Sales, Ellsworth and Bangor.
Fires, floods, burst pipes. Disasters happen, but the mess they leave behind doesn't have to last. For 40 years, Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration has been there to help Mainers get back to the closest to normal as they can. When your property is at its worst, Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration is at their best, and they have been for 4 decades. Put your trust in the Bouchard team. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration. You keep the memories, we'll handle the rest.
Welcome back, everyone. Here are some halftime stats. Husson able to run away with it to end the first half. It is a 38-24 lead. Husson 14 of 35 from the field, while Thomas only 8 of 22. And it's the three-point game that has been dangerous for these Eagles. 50% from beyond the arc, 5 of 10. And Thomas only 0 for 3.
Yeah, Thomas is having a really hard time slowing down the Eagles. And the biggest thing as well, the turnover game has really just shot the Terriers in the foot. 16 turnovers as opposed to the Eagles 9. And look how the Eagles have taken advantage. 15 points off of turnovers for the Eagles now. It's been a big reason why they've been able to break open this lead and start running away with it.
And look at that, 16 turnovers to only 9 just in the first half alone. Those are alarming numbers if you're Thomas. Gotta be able to limit the amount of turnovers in the second half if you want to make this a game again.
Another big thing what's keeping the Terriers just kind of out of the loop is that their top player and top scorer, Sky Kabwala, has been held to 0 for 5 for the game, 0 for 6, and 0 for 1 from the three-point line. And that's really, again, credit to the Eagles defense for taking her out of the game and not letting her get comfortable in any sort of aspect.
Some comments from the coaches. Kissy Walker says this group is special because we have 7 seniors who have been very resilient. They are the COVID group and have battled through a lot. Our team has been playing much better since we returned from our Florida trip over the holiday break, where we played 2 tough teams. Individually, several of the players are performing better than they were in the first semester. And then Jason Coleman from Thomas says, we have had starters miss a combined 22 games this year, including losing our leading scorer, Elena Alderman, to a torn ACL. Currently, we have 3 normal starters out. This has created a lot of ups and downs and different lineups for us. Our approach to this game against Husson is to stay healthy and compete for the full 40 minutes.
And it's safe to say that throughout this first half so far, they've been doing just that. I mean, of course, obviously, they're down by 14 right now, but the defensive intensity we talked about is night and day compared to their last game where the Eagles just completely blew the game wide open. Right now, the Eagles, going into the break, they were rolling on both sides of the floor. So we'll see what the Terriers can do to kind of combat their intensity.
Some conference standings in this North Atlantic Conference. For the NAC East, MMA currently 17-4 this season and undefeated in the conference at 10-0. Right behind them are the Eagles at 12-10, 9-1 in the conference. Farmington at 6-4, Thomas at 6-4, and then Presque Isle at 3-8. And in the NAC West, Cobleskill 18-4 record, absolutely insane, including 8-2 in the North Atlantic Conference matchups. And then right behind them is Linden at 4-5 in their conference, Leslie at 3-7, Johnson at 1-9, and then Delhi at 0-10. We'll be right back, folks. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on the Husson Eagles Sports Network.
See you down at the Dell.
This job isn't for everyone, but what others call dirty, we call power. The power to earn a living doing work that matters and keeps society moving. With a company that cares for its people. The power to be seen, heard, and valued as a team member and part of something important. The power to build friendships and connect with neighbors, forming bonds that strengthen our communities. The power to train, develop, and grow careers we're proud of. Because at Casella, we're here for more than a paycheck. We're here to make a difference. That's the power of hard work. If you're ready to roll up your sleeves and make an impact, apply now at powerofhardwork.com. Good pay, good people, good life. Casella.
I chose to go to Husson because of the extended reality program. They have tech here available that I've never seen anywhere else.
As an OT, you're able to branch off into whatever career choice you want because there are so many options. This is a place where you will be accepted. It really is that home away from home feeling.
Husson is how.
We're going to look over some of the team schedules, starting off with the Thomas College Terriers. In 3 days, they travel to Farmington for a 3 p.m. matchup, and then after that, they have a home game versus Fort Kent. We're going to toss this over to our sideline reporter, Max Sturm.
Well, guys, I got the opportunity to talk to both coaches after halftime. The Terriers coach Coleman says that finishing in the paint and taking advantage of those opportunities in the paint is the most important thing. Also says that transition defense has to get better, and when they're settled in on defense, they need to improve on getting turnovers. For the Eagles, all Kissy Walker said was that she's happy to get the starters back in after the early foul trouble they had early on, but other than that, keep playing their game. Guys, back to you.
Keep playing their game, indeed. Their game has been the bread and butter. It's that full court press Sam and I have been watching, as well as you fans back home have been watching. Able to cause 16 turnovers from the Terriers. We'll see what these Terriers can start to cook up to try and claw back into this matchup, down 14 in the second half.
I mean, when we emphasize that defense that the Eagles run, we really want to emphasize how impactful it's been for the Eagles all season. Because the Eagles started out 0-7 this year, really couldn't find the rhythm, but of course, Coach Walker being the queen of adjustments, she was able to work, just dip into her bag of tricks, implemented that full court trap press, and all of a sudden, the Eagles started winning games. It's been so crucial for them throughout the season, and it resulted in them having a really big time win over the Fighting Tigers with SUNY Cobleskill, the best team out in the West, their gutsiest win of the year. As the more the Eagles will implement that full court trap defense, the way better off they'll be. And as a result, as we talked about, it's shown today.
It has been a masterful performance from these Eagles down the stretch of the first half. We are under 15 seconds to start the second half in this 14-point ball game. The home schedule for these Eagles coming up, they travel to MMA for an exciting matchup. Sam and I called that game earlier in the season, and it almost came down to the wire. And then they travel to Farmington on February 15th, and that'll be a 1 p.m. game. Here's Lily Roy traveling to her left, driving to the paint. Gives it to Lengel, guarded by Kubwala. Kubwalo guarding Lengel. Off to Cook. Cook driving to her left. Layup. That's good.
Lauren Cook continuing to just kind of slowly but surely get into this game. It's only her second basket today. But like we talked about, with every good shooter, all it takes is one shot for it to go.
Pena looking to find an open teammate. Morris unloads it from beyond the arc. Off the corner of the rim. No good. Fight for the ball. And that'll be a jump ball rewarded to the Terriers.
That's great recognition by Mariah Roberts, jumping right onto that loose ball and not allowing anything for the Eagles to go on offense.
We're going to have the refs talk this over. Miscommunication. Saying the ball didn't hit the rim.
They're just trying to go with a shot clock issue, seeing what the time will be.
That is indeed what they are discussing. Here's Roberts with the inbound pass. Quick pass. And there is foul called on the Terriers.
Just a bit too antsy on that play by Loring. Just jumped a little bit too high in the air, got her feet off the ground, and as a result will be a travel.
Richards gives it to Cook. Cook guarded by Pena. Off to Roy. Immediately shoots the three off the front of the rim. No good. Rebounded by Cubualo. Here's Pena. Pacing the floor. Guarded by Cook. Cubualo on Lengel. Cubualo, her layup no good. That'll go almost out of bounds. Lengel able to retain possession. Here comes Richards. Richards off to Roy. Here's Cook. Pena to Lengel. Spin move. Cashes in. And it is 42-24 Husson.
Lengel had the right idea all the way in. Just got the position on Cubualo. Back down. And a beautiful fadeaway hook shot.
And a beautiful move by Pena. However, she doesn't get the layup to drop. And it'll be Eagles ball.
Yeah, Cubualo, who we talked about all throughout this broadcast, really the beat of the drum that the Terriers march to throughout the season. The Eagles did a great job of not letting her get comfortable. She is a total of 0 for 7 on the game. Her only baskets coming from free throws. So the Eagles really just playing a stellar job of keeping her in a short rhythm.
Cook thought about it. Blocked by Pena. Pena around the back. Like you mentioned, Cubualo has been dominated in the paint by Lengel. Cubualo just not finding any rhythm offensively. And that is why the Eagles are up to an enormous lead minutes into this second half. And there is a double dribble on Thomas, leading to yet another turnover.
The Eagles now currently on a 9-0 run with the way their offense has been going. They've been able to just get some really good looks inside as Lengel puts it on the floor and just take advantage of those opportunities.
Lengel. Beautiful pass to Richards. They point at each other, all smiles. It is a 20-point game here for the Eagles.
The Lengel and Richards connection coming together once again to form a beautiful play. That's just basketball 101 for the Eagles.
And like you mentioned earlier in the broadcast, Sam, it is Lengel's court vision leading that charge right there. She has just improved throughout the season when it comes to reading the floor. And there is a call there on Thomas. And that'll send Lily Roy to the line. Roy not able to cash in the first. Here's a second. Gets that one to go. That is now 8 points for Roy in this matchup.
See what the Terriers can do to get going here on offense. They've had a lot of good looks on this side of the floor, just have not been able to convert. Credit the Eagles defense for making them uncomfortable. But against the Eagles, you need to make your shots, otherwise you are not doing anything in this game.
Exactly. Great defense from Cook yet again. Cook gives it to Richards, unloads it. Can't get it to drop. And Richards is hurt. That is not what you want to see on the Eagles sideline.
Yeah, Richards, who missed a little bit of time with an injury earlier this year, came back and she was playing phenomenal basketball as always. But as you said, Xander, not a pleasant sight for the Eagles. That's not who you want down and hurt on the floor.
She is grabbing her ankle. We're going to send this one to a quick break while sideline checks on Richards.
I chose to go to Husson because of the extended reality program. They have tech here available that I've never seen anywhere else.
As an OT, you're able to branch off into whatever career choice you want because there are so many options.
This is a place where you will be accepted. It really is that home away from home feeling.
Husson is how.
Welcome back. Richards is being helped off the floor. It is an ankle injury for Richards. Stepped on her opponent's foot, wishing her a speedy recovery.
Yeah, those ankle injuries are brutal for any player. Richards, as we know, is built Tonka tough. She can really shake off anything. But you know when Richards goes down, you know it's got to be something serious.
Enya gives it off to Kubwalo, guarded by Lengel. Matchup won by Lengel practically all night. Kubwalo finally able to get her first bucket from the field in the second half.
That's good recognition for Kubwalo. Just noticed the defense a little bit too far off her hip and decided to take advantage of that.
Roy cashes in from open midi. Kubwalo finds Morris in the paint. Morris off the front of the rim, no good. Rebounded by Lengel. Martinez now guarded by Pena. Martinez looks to slow it down. Hands it off to Roy. Cook wide open. No good. Rebounded by Morris. Morris to Pena. Pena looking to find an open teammate. Doesn't get it. Spinning around. Finally gives it off to Morris. Morris traveling to her left. Great defense by Roy. Pena. Stutter step. Three, no good, in and out. Offensive rebound from the Terriers. Kubwalo not able to drop that one in. Rebounded by Lengel.
It's just been that kind of game for the Terriers. They've had so many good looks and just have not been able to cash in.
And there's yet another good look from Cook. Doesn't get it to fall. Lengel in the paint. Wide open Roy. Jumper off the front of the rim. No good. Here's the Terriers. Pena pushing the floor. Going left. Stops. Gives it up to Loring. Off to Roberts. And that one is good.
That's great recognition for the Terriers. Loring right place, right time, found Roberts, laid it up and in for an easy deuce.
We'll be right back, folks. Don't go anywhere.
Take four, 3-3, take three. We've got a great show, everyone. Thanks for coming. I need shots, guys.
Scene 4, take 4.
Have you been to Harvest Moon Deli yet? See you down at the deli.
Welcome back, everybody. It is a 47-28 ball game. Eagles starting to soar away with this matchup. Martinez gives it to Cook. And there is a whistle blown. And it'll be a foul on the Eagles.
Yeah, just a bit too much contact by Evans. Tried to set up Roy with the screen. Just didn't set her feet, and if you can't set your feet, moving the slide that's going to be a call every single time. That's a good look by the officials.
Good call from the refs. Roy with 10 points in this matchup. We'll be right back. Another media timeout here
A lifetime of firsts led us here. First baby, first game, first global pandemic. But where others see setbacks, First National Bank sees steps forward. We see hard work, resilience, persistence, a dreamer, a doer, a difference maker. Some banks invest in plans. We invest in people. Community First by First National Bank. Dig in together. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Nothing runs like a deer.
And nobody knows better than our loyal customers.
Since 1994, our family has proudly sold and serviced John Deere products. Our customers know that quality and reliability set John Deere apart.
And right now at Greenway, take advantage of this offer.
Get 0% APR fixed rate financing for 60 months on a John Deere compact utility tractor with a 6-year powertrain warranty.
For more offers, go to greenwayequipment.com.
See the Smith brothers today at Greenway Equipment Sales, Ellsworth and Bangor.
5 big booms early on in this broadcast. Dysarts. So we wanted to take another second and say thank you to one of our valued partners, Dysarts. Husson students, if you are ever looking to get off campus and enjoy some wonderful food options, then you're in luck because your Husson dining dollars are accepted at the local Dysarts right down the road on Broadway.
I'm no betting man, but I guarantee you Dysarts has some very good double chunk chocolate cookies, and I'm sure they get a nice big 5 on the boom meter as well.
Here's Roy to Lengel. Evans in the paint, double team, spinning. He is called, and she'll go to the line for 2, foul on Thomas.
Evans having a very quietly productive game. She's only scored a basket, only 1 for 2 on the game. Only taking 2 shots, but 4 rebounds and assists. 12 minutes, she's played some exceptional defense, getting some nice rebounds. She's always been a great right place, right time kind of player for the Eagles, and it showed in this game.
Another thing that stood out from Evans is her pacing the floor offensively, limiting the turnovers in this matchup. Great job there. Evans goes 1 for 2 at the line.
Porter checking back into the game now. She was the one that really started to open up this lead for the Eagles. 11 points as the Eagles' leading scorer off the bench. 4 for 5 from the field and 3 for 4 from the free throw line. Really just came off the bench and provided a much-needed spark of intensity for the Eagles.
And there's a foul call. Looks to be on Lengel. Sorry, it was on Layla Martinez. Terriers with the inbound. And there's another foul. This time, Loring will go to the line to shoot 2 shots.
And Loring, again, the great recognition. Just noticed that Harris was a bit late in recovering, so she just went right up with it, and Harris just whacked her all the way up. And Loring get a chance for 2 now.
Loring gets the first one to bounce in. She'll go 2 for 2 at the line. Loring, another player for Thomas that's had herself sneakily good game in this matchup. As here's Harris driving to her left, finds a wide open Martinez beyond the arc. That bounce is no good. Harris able to get the offensive rebound. Spin away jumper off the front of the rim. Eagles able to recontrol it. Porter to Lengel. Lengel gets the defensive foul called, and she'll go to the line for 2 points.
Yeah, that's just Eagles basketball 101 once again. That's now 8 steals on the game. And we've talked about it during pregame that if the Eagles can beat you with those steals, they are so hard to stop. Talked about 8 steals now on the game, 17 points off turnovers, and the Eagles are just really taking advantage of every opportunity misstep by the Terriers.
Lengel muscling her way in the paint leads to a foul on the Terriers. Can't get her first shot to fall. And the second one takes an unfortunate bounce. Rebounded by the Terriers. Roberts, double team, gives it to Benecki. Benecki to Hamilton. In and out, no good. Unlucky break from the Terriers there.
Yeah,
we've seen a lot of those in this matchup, Sam. A lot of those in and out.
Took the words right out of my mouth. I mean, the Terriers just, again, another great look, but just have not been able to convert. It seems like the ball just wants to go everywhere but inside the basket.
Some voodoo magic going on. Harris driving to her right, gets the layup to fall. That's now 9 points for Alyssa Harris off the bench. The freshman having herself quite the game so far.
The bench points, again, paying dividends for the Eagles. They've always been super, super good at scoring with their players off the bench.
Roberts, backdoor pass to Benecki. She'll give it off to Isaac. And Isaac gets that one stripped away by Porter, which will go out of bounds, and it'll stay with Thomas.
In the game of the Eagles, number 11, Trinity Montaigne.
Lengel taking a much-deserved rest. One thing I wanted to mention was Lengel not having the greatest scoring night, but we talk about it all the time in these broadcasts. She's not somebody who might not fill it up with the points, but everywhere else, she's really just shining. 4 assists, 1 steal, and what a surprise, 10 rebounds again for the Payne Forcer. That is Jordan Lengel.
And one player I want to shine light on is Michaelin Porter with 11 points, and she's just everywhere on the floor, defensively, offensively. When she's guarding the inbounds pass, that's already 5 kickball violations that we've seen from her. And there's another steal, this time Montigny with the steal. And there's a foul on Hamilton.
Yeah, we talk about Lengel and her rebounding, but Montigny is actually right behind her in terms of rebounds. Lengel up most of the team with 7.2, Sage Evans 5.7, but Montigny coming off the bench, 4.7 rebounds, and a lot of that is on the offensive side of the ball. Montigny's always been one of those players whose motor is always at 100. She will give you 110%, doesn't matter the score, doesn't matter the team. She's putting it all on the line out there, and it shows with her play.
A graduate student out of Ellsworth averaging 5 points, almost 5 rebounds. Like you mentioned, she will put her body on the line to give her team the best chance to win. And that is exactly what Coach Kissy Walker loves about Montigny. Here's Hamilton, stops, gives it to Benecki, traveling to her right. She'll go back to Hamilton from 3. That's good. Deja Hamilton from downtown.
That's a great look from Hamilton. We know her to be a sharpshooter. Finally, she gets one to roll in after so many of them just rolling in and out of the basket.
Porter guarded by Isaac. Montigny trying to set the screen. Porter loses control. Here's Benecki, layup. That is blocked from behind, but McVicker will get called for the foul.
That one was really close. I didn't know it looked like McVicker would have had a LeBron James chase down. Nonetheless, the stripes saw differently, and it'll be Benecki at the line for 2.
Benecki gets the first one to fall. Bree Benecki averaging 2 points and 3 rebounds this season. Her career averaging almost 5 rebounds. Can't get the second one to drop. Here's Montigny, guarded by Davis. Alyssa Harris. Isaac trying to swat at it, and Harris! And 1! Show us what you got, Alyssa! In her bag.
That was sweet. A Nutcracker Fantasy pirouette spin move right there by Alyssa Harris. Just the brilliant body control, the scoop off the glass, and a chance for a 3-point play.
You know, she's only a freshman, but the way she plays this game, it's like an 8-year vet. She is crazy with it. Can't get the free throw to fall. However, it is maintained by the Eagles. Montigny to Porter. To McVicker, guarded by Hamilton, a mismatch. McVicker trying to go behind the back, off to Harris. Hamilton trying to swat at it, and she'll get called for the reach-in foul.
Yeah, Hamilton had the right idea. She was playing great on-ball defense, but just a bit too persuasive on that ball, just trying to knock it away. It'll be Harris once again at the line.
Harris back at the line. First one rolls in.
That free throw now puts her ahead as the leading scorer for the Eagles off the bench. She's now got 12 for 1 from 3, 5 for 8 from the field in 10 minutes with 6 rebounds as well. Really showcasing why she's such a valuable asset to this team.
There's good defense there from Porter, able to strip that ball free. Porter's layup, no good, but she gets the foul call, and she'll go to the line for 2 more points.
And you know the Eagles sideline really wanted that one to go. We saw Beals and Lengel over there ready to celebrate. Nonetheless, Michaela Porter, another chance to add to a terrific day of basketball for her.
That free throw, no good. Porter, like we have mentioned in this broadcast, doing it all offensively and there defensively. Already a few steals and 11 points. Now 12, which ties with Harris for most in the game for Husson. Under 20 seconds left in this third quarter. Sarah Davis, double team. Trying to find an open teammate, gives it to Hamilton. Hamilton driving to her left, gives it off to Isaac. Isaac to Davis, fakes the shot. Her jumper off the front of the rim. 5 seconds remaining in this third quarter. Montigny to McVicker. McVicker unloads it. No good. We're gonna check out a replay here to end this third quarter. Husson up 21.
We are in Corinna, Maine at Perfect Fit. We pride ourselves on making an American product for our heroes that are out there putting their lives on the line every day. When we first bought the company, we went right into COVID and our sales dropped by 50%. I was like, wow, what did I do? First National Bank called me instantly and said, hey, let's restructure. We're going to go to interest only. Let's just get through this little phase to make sure that you're comfortable, everything's okay. They came to me. I didn't even have to go to them, and they made it really easy. We only did that for probably 6 months, then our business started really picking up. We found we were really the largest American manufacturer that could do everything that we do start to finish. They are great people. They make you feel at home. We've really grown our business and we've had their support. So to me, community first means that I matter and I'm not just a number to them.
Women's in Sports Day, and we're not just talking about the players on this day. We got to talk about the coaches too. Eagles coach Kissy Walker just came away with her 600th win as a college coach for this Eagle squad. That is a milestone, 30 years in the making, and she got it after defeating Presque Isle 71-61 last week. Guys, back to you.
Just an incredible accomplishment from Coach Kissy Walker. 600 wins. You know what? That's 600 big booms, Sam.
I don't got enough time to do all 600 big booms on the broadcast. But another great play there for the Eagles. But once again, as Max mentioned, it's not just about the players and the coaches. It's girls and women in sport all around. So if you're involved in any shape or form, whether you're a player, a coach, a trainer, or a photographer, this day is for you. Thank you so much for your efforts. Big shout out to our photographers, Chloe Baker and Samuel Rest on the sideline. Your work is some of the best at Husson and in the local Bangor area. So once again, to all you ladies in sport, thank you so much for your efforts. They have not gone unnoticed.
Here's Davis in the paint, guarded by Montigny at the buzzer. No good. And Jason Coleman trying to find an explanation from the ref on why the whistle was blown.
One thing I admire about Coach Coleman, just regardless of the score, he is always going to be vocal, and he's always continuously trying to coach his team regardless of the outcome they're in. So really big credit there to the longtime head coach of the Terriers.
Montigny's layup no good, but she'll go to the line for a chance for two.
Thomas foul, number 21, Sarah Davis. First, second, teams first. Trinity Montigny, shooting two.
Montigny gets the first one to fall. Her second. She'll go 2 for 2 at the line. There's a 25-point ball game in this fourth and final quarter. Davis gives it to Hamilton. Hamilton, shimmy move on McVicker. Hamilton forces it in the paint, and there's a traveling violation.
Yeah, Hamilton had the right idea. She saw that Isaac was in the paint, just had position, but just do-si-do too many times with the ball. And it's been that kind of game for the Terriers. Just 23, that makes 24 turnovers now on the game. Just have not been able to get into any steady rhythm on offense.
McVicker going to her right, double team. Loses control of the ball, but it is out of bounds on Isaac, so it'll stick with these Eagles.
And just despite the score for the Eagles, we talked about Coach Walker in a 600th win. That's one of the many reasons why right there. Does not matter the score, does not matter the time of the game or the opponent. The Eagles are always playing at 110%, throwing their bodies on the floor, just hustling, playing with intensity, playing with drive, and it shows in every single game.
Porter guarded by Loring. Harris turns it over. That's Benecki with the steal. Benecki double teamed. And it'll be a timeout from Coach Coleman with 8:16 remaining in this matchup. We'll be right back on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Don't go anywhere.
Four, take 4. 3, take 3. We've got a great show, everyone. Thanks for coming. I need shots, guys.
Scene 4, take 4.
Have you been to Harvest Moon Deli yet? See you down at the deli.
Welcome back to the Husson Eagles Sports Network. I am Xander Cook, joined alongside Sam Miller. It is all Eagles in this matchup with a 25-point margin. And there is a traveling violation on Thomas.
That's now 25 turnovers for the Terriers. Just the Eagles really, at the beginning of that third quarter, really just blew open the game. And since then, they have been in the driver's seat comfortably.
Here's Montigny, fakes the pass, gives it to Lengel. Lengel, double team, finds an open Porter. And the shot won't count. It is a turnover on these Eagles.
That's a smart play from the Terriers. They know that Lengel had positioning in the paint, so they came right at her to try to slow her down. As a result, Lengel just kind of lost track of time. Got called for the 2 seconds.
Loring gives it off to Kubwalo. Kubwalo back out to Isaac. Here's Benecki. And there's another turnover on the Terriers.
Coach Coleman still pleading his case with the officials. The turnover for the Terriers.
Taken away by Benecki. Benecki stops. Beautiful move. Able to catch that one in. Faked out 2 Husson defenders.
That right there is why patience is a virtue. She knew that the defenders were going to try and go for that steal in her block. And she just watched them fly right by and got the easy 2.
And that'll be out of bounds. Last touch by Benecki. Harris beyond the arc. No good, rattled around the rim. a couple times, rebounded by Thomas. And Benecki will just throw that one off of Montigny. Smart play there to get out of the trap situation.
And that's the beauty of this trap for the Eagles. We're talking about how influential it's been in turning their season around in this game, as there's another turnover for the
steal.
Terriers.
Lengel gets the foul called. And she'll go to line for 2 points. Back to what you were saying, Sam.
Yeah, this full court trap has been so influential for this Eagles team. We talked about during the broadcast. Started the season a bit wonky, 0-7 to start, and then as soon as Coach Walker implemented the full court trap, that's where things just completely shifted for the Eagles as Lengel rattles in the first one. It's done wonders in just making their opponents so uncomfortable throughout the game, as we saw. Since they started doing it, the Terriers have not been able to find any sort of consistent rhythm, and the Eagles have taken full advantage of it.
There's Harris trying to get scrappy defensively. And there's another whistle. And that'll be a foul on Trinity Montigny. Her first foul. Benecki guarded by McVicker. Ring stripped away by Porter. Porter in a 2-on-2 situation with Harris. Gives it to McVicker. McVicker sets her feet. No good from beyond the arc. Porter able to save it. Tipped away, controlled by Harris. Harris, wide open paint, and that's stripped away by Kubwalo. Kubwalo will just look to settle it down here.
They go back to the last possession. You saw Harris try to go for that fake Euro step move, but Kubwalo read it like a book.
Morris will come in for Loring. Just under 6:10 to go in this matchup. It's 60-36 Husson. And that ball is poked away by Isaac. That'll go out of bounds, but it'll maintain Eagles ball.
In the game for Husson, number 23, Macy Eagles.
Just a dominant performance from these Eagles in this second half. We had a close 14-point game with a little bit of a run from the Eagles to end the first half, and it's been all Husson in the second half. Just phenomenal to watch.
Yeah, the Terriers came out swinging. It looked like a heavyweight boxing match as Porter gets another one to go. But since the end of that second quarter, at the beginning of the second half, the Eagles just kicked it into a new gear and have not slowed down. Just opening up the game with relentless defense, great-looking shots, and just perfection all around for these Husson University Eagles.
Benecki gives it off to Morris. Morris, Quesabeda. Three-pointer from Thomas is no good. That was Kubwalo.
And Kubwalo's struggles continue once again. Just 1 for 9 on the game. A majority of her points have come from the free throw line. We talked about she is kind of the head of this team of the Terriers, and so when she's not able to get going, things just really struggle for the Terriers.
Quesabeda's layup no good. Able to get those second chance points and gets that one to go.
Yeah, brilliant. That's just brilliant awareness by Quesabeda. Notice the ball is rolling around the basket. Just stayed with it.
Fields to Lengel. Lengel pushing the paint. And there's a travel on Lengel.
Yeah, Lengel had the right idea. Just tried to do a little fadeaway hook as she's known to do, but just drag that back foot just a bit too much. Results in a turnover.
Pena to Kubwalo, guarded by Porter. Porter has been phenomenal defensively in this matchup so far. Pena traveling to her right, and an errant pass leads to a steal by Porter. Back to Harris, and she'll draw a foul. She'll go to the line for 2.
Yeah, Benecki's beside herself with that call, but Harris went right at her strong. And even if it's so hard for those officials to see kind of when you're swiping down when the player is going up for a shot, it's a little bit tough to see. Nonetheless, that will be a pair of freebies for Alyssa Harris, who has really come off the bench and showcased why she's going to be such a valuable piece for the Eagles moving forward.
Harris gets the first one to drop. It's now 13 points for her in this matchup. She'll go 1 for 2 at the line. Yarbel Pena, guarded by Harris. Pena to Benecki, makes a move, and she gets the foul call. And Benecki will go to the line for 2 points.
It's another one of those great moves by Benecki where she just fakes out the defense, takes her time, and gets right to the line. Beals tried to go for an emphatic swat. Nonetheless, it will be Benecki at the line.
First one goes in for Benecki. Benecki goes 1 for 2 at the line. McVicker stutter steps, gives it off to Haber, to Beals. Beals uncorks it from deep and misses everything there. That'll go out of bounds, leading to Thomas possession.
And if we know Macy Beals, we know that is not too far out of her range. We've seen her make some from incredibly deep on the court before. That time it's a little too much of nothing on that play.
Both coaches going deep in their bench here in the final 4 minutes. It is a 63-39 game. Quesabeta, that sky hook she likes to use, able to get that one to go. Here's Beals, couple crossover moves. There's a whistle call. That'll be a foul on Thomas. Into the game for these Thomas Terriers, it's Kay McClellan and Mikey Ivani. And then for these Eagles, Aubrey Kachnovich, Macy Peach, Danielle Dow, and Sam Haber are all in.
And the Eagles, Coach Walker has to be pretty thrilled about the amount of depth she has up and down the bench. The bench in this game, in large part due to Harris and Porter, 35 points scoring from the bench. We saw earlier this season against, I believe it was the Broncos of Delhi, where they scored 74 points from their bench. This goes to show how deep and how dangerous this Eagles team can be as Peach sends that one away.
Peach, so dominant in the paint. Block shot there. Here's Beals to Dow. Dow will just feed it to Haber, who immediately gives it up to Kachnovich. Kachnovich makes a move on Morris to Beals, driving to the paint. Jumper no good. And it'll be rebounded by Morris. Beals with incredible defense, however, can't get the steal there. Pena from downtown, no good. Rebounded by Danielle Dow. And Beals will just slow it down, lead the clock a little bit. Haber around the back layup, rolls in. Haber's first points in this matchup.
She gets a nice roar from the crowd and from the Husson bench. It's been that kind of it's just been that kind of game where it seems like everything seems to be rolling for the Eagles on both sides of the floor.
Ivani guarded by Beals. Back out to Ivani. In the corner is McClellan. Pena. Quesabeta. And she gets that one to go in. And Quesabeta with 10 points in this matchup, matches her jersey number. Here's Beals traveling to her right. And there's a reach-in foul on Pena.
Thomas Returning for Thomas, number 21.
Yet another dominant win here for these Eagles. Minute 40 remaining, up 22 points as Beals is at the line. That's now 6 straight for these Eagles. Absolutely incredible win and break turnaround.
And that'll put them all time against Thomas now. 37 straight wins, like we said, dating all the way back to January 16, 2007, where the last loss was here in the Newman by 10. And keep in mind, at that time, Night of the Museum and Cars had just released in theaters. So they've been dominating this matchup for quite a while. And today, just another story gets added to this chapter.
Davis feeds it to the paint. Casabetta. Jumper is good. Casabetta, underappreciated performance in this matchup. Won't get the credit she deserves, as her team will take the loss, but she has been incredible in this matchup. Peach, jumper no good. Off front of the rim, rebounded by Thomas, under a minute to play. Davis to McClellan. Casabetta. That skyhook doesn't get it to fall.
And Casabetta now 12 points, leading the way off the bench for the Terriers, also with 6 rebounds and a steal in only 11 minutes. Hasn't seen too much time, but as you said, Xander, she's really just she's really been the lone bright spot for these Terriers today.
Half a minute in this matchup. Morris guarded by Beals. Here's McClellan. To Ivani. Davis loads it from deep. No good. Rebounded by Husson. They'll just settle it down here. Or not. Here's Beals. Layup good. Who cares about time, right?
Yeah, on the topic of Cars, Macy Beals like lightning McQueen, just turning on the jets, pressing down the turbo meter, and ends the game with a nice looking layup.
That is a 69-45 win from these Eagles. Player of the game, it is none other than Alyssa Harris. Don't go anywhere, folks. Some post-game highlights. Alyssa Harris having herself a dominating game. As you can see, that three-pointer cashed in the third. As soon as she came off the bench, she provided the energy that these Eagles needed. I mean, just an incredible layup there. All smiles from Harris. And then able to get the offensive rebound, get that one in. And then talk about this move right here. Crossover, driving to the paint, spin move underneath, layup. I mean, just too dominant, Sam.
Yeah, like we said, she missed a little bit of time with the Eagles due to an injury, but she came back today, and she had herself a great game. 13 points, 5 for 9 from the field, 1 for 2 from the three-point line, 6 rebounds, a steal. In 16 minutes, Alyssa Harris, have yourself a day.
Have yourself a day indeed. Some final stats here. Husson, 24 of 62 from the field. Thomas was only 16 of 46. Husson at the break didn't record any three-pointers. We'll send it over to Max Sturm.
Well, guys, I'm here with Eagles coach Kissy Walker. Coach, you guys came out firing on all cylinders today, came away with a huge win. What did you guys focus on in practice this week that helped you come away with such a huge margin of victory?
Honestly, we just keep working on the same things down the stretch here. We put a lot of emphasis on our defense and rebounding. We've had some kids hurt, sick, and they're coming back. Alyssa Harris was able to get some good minutes and did a nice job today. I thought it was a great team effort. We had some foul trouble in that first half, and the players that came off the bench, gave us another boost. And I thought that, Thomas was a scrappy team. They did a really good job blocking us out. So, they were a team that didn't make it easy for us.
And Coach, a huge game coming up for you guys. Next week, I believe, you go down to Castine and play Maine Maritime Academy, undefeated in the conference. What is it going to take for you and your team to go down there and come away with an upset win?
rebounding's going to be big down there, and we're going to have to shoot the ball well. The last time we played them, we didn't defend very well. We didn't shoot the ball well. Both teams know each other really well, and we're just going to have to play better.
Coach, thank you. Congratulations. Guys, back to you.
Thank you so much, Max. Some quick recap stats here in the post game. It was Alyssa Harris, player of the game. And we'll be right back, folks. Thank you for joining us. We got the Thomas men's team versus the Husson men's team in this next matchup. Going to be incredible to witness. Sam and I on the call. Don't go anywhere.